What one personality trait does every successful beatmaker have in common? What is the one thing that's standing in the way from an average beatmaker becoming the next Pharrell Williams, Kanye West, or Daft Punk? I'll give you a hint. It's not talent. My name is Rob. I'm the founder of HipHopRally.com, the web's #1 resource for machine beat makers that are looking to quickly improve the quality of their music. And today we're going to be talking about the story of success, specifically what it takes to go from making good music to making great music. Let's get to it.
We live in an age of immediate gratification. People are used to getting what they want when they want it. They can watch a seemingly unlimited amount of entertainment with the push of a button on their television or on Netflix. When they're hungry, they can go and grab a meal from the refrigerator from plants that they didn't have to grow. Assembling a burger from a cow that they didn't have to raise. They can get a meal in 5 minutes after microwaving. Basically, this creates the idea that people can instantly get whatever they want when they want it. You can pick up your iPhone and instantly be in contact with another person across the country or the world just by pushing a few buttons. And this has caused a change in psychology amongst people in Western culture. So there's this idea now that you should be able to instantly do whatever you want. And I think this idea is preventing a lot of people from becoming successful with their music. Because many people haven't had to work hard for anything in their lives. They haven't had to really struggle or really try or really push themselves to become great at anything. And they bring that expectation to their beat making. They bring that expectation that I should instantly be able to do whatever I want. I should instantly be able to be good at whatever I want to do. But they don't realize that anything worth having, any skill worth having, any goal worth having takes time, effort, a consistent, a consistent amount of effort needs to be put into it. For every success story that you see in music or in sports or in business, it has taken that person years of practice and hard work to get there. There's this saying that for every overnight success you see in music, it's been 7 to 10 years in the making. Okay, so that person that you see spring up into fame this upcoming year that you've never heard before didn't just start making music. Okay, they've been toiling away at practicing without recognition for years before that cumulative effort took into effect and they finally hit that breaking point of being able to break into the music industry or whatever, or professional sports, or being a top chef in cooking. It takes effort. Okay, it took years of practicing without any recognition at all before before people get their break in whatever industry. Whether you're talking about sports, law or medicine or whatever, it takes years of practice and recognition. And a lot of people don't bring that to their music. But today I'm going to be teaching you about the practice habits of elite beat makers and other professionals who are at the top of their respective field. And the reason that I'm doing this is to draw a comparison in between the success stories of musicians that you hear about and the success stories of people in other industries and how they tie together. Okay, so let's talk about that. First, you have to crawl, okay? So let me quickly draw a comparison for you by describing an experience that we can all relate to, mainly because every one of us has been through this or seen someone else go through this. Whether you're brother and sister or son or daughter or whatever, newborn babies are really helpless when they're first born, okay? You're totally dependent on your parents to do anything when you come out of the womb. You can't sit or stand, you can't feed yourself, you can't communicate with the world. Now think about that for a second. A baby first learns to sit up on its own, then it might learn to crawl around the room on its own. Next, it might start to stand up on its own, and soon enough, it's learning to, after standing up, it's is able to gain enough coordination to maybe take a few steps and then fall on its own. And then those 2 or 3 steps turn into 4 or 5 steps. And soon enough, sometime down that line, that baby learns how to run or walk without assistance. It takes more than a year of daily practice for most babies, or most people, to develop the motor skills to take their very first steps. Okay, think about that. It takes years of standing up and falling. It takes years of rolling over and almost hitting your head. It takes years of crawling and developing that motor coordination, of practicing all day, essentially every day, developing those motor skills. So in order for that baby to develop that coordination, those motor skills, the strength to be able to take those first few steps, they have to develop and practice those skills required to do it like all day for almost a year or more. So they're constantly working on their balance. They're constantly moving around and falling all over the place. They're constantly building up to taking those first steps. And then one day, the accumulation of all of those days and hours of practice leads to their first few baby steps. I'm saying this all to draw the comparison between the process of learning to walk or learning anything and learning to make music. You become good at anything by practicing it consistently. And let me show you exactly what I mean. Let me draw another comparison for you. Depending on who you ask, okay, Kobe Bryant might be considered one of the most dominant athletes of all time. Whether you hate him or love him, you can't deny that this is one of the best, if not the best, athlete of all time, especially in the NBA. He's really a complete basketball player. If you don't follow basketball, let me lay out a few of Kobe's credentials. In 2006, he racked up 81 points in one game against the Toronto Raptors, okay? 81 points. He's number 4 on the NBA all-time scoring list with 31,617 points. But how does he get to this, okay? When Kobe was coming up in basketball, and still to this day, he spent the offseason making 2,000 shots each day. 2,000 shots every day. Notice I said making, not taking, okay? He's not shooting up 2,000 bricks. He's shooting up 2,000 shots that go in the basket every single day. With one ball and a rebounder, apparently, Kobe can make about 500 shots in an hour. That's like 8.3 shots every minute. So this guy basically lives inside the gym, constantly, consistently trying to take his skills to the next level. That's how you become the greatest. That's how you become the Jay Dilla of beat making, or the Pharrell Williams or Timbaland, by taking that equivalent of 2,000 shots and applying that work ethic to making your music, okay? To learning how to build drum sounds, to learning about mixing, to building relationships that can help progress your talents, to whatever. You know, his work ethic, everyone's work ethic, allows them to outlast and out-earn, all of their peers who don't have the same drive and dedication to their craft. You know, remember Tracy McGrady or Allen Iverson or Vince Carter, all players who started pretty much at the same time and on the same talent level as Kobe. But Kobe outworked and outlasted those players who got complacent and refused to push themselves harder than Kobe did. You remember Allen Iverson's quote about practice? Like, Allen Iverson outright said, who gives a shit about practice? He doesn't care about practice. He cares about the games. Well, he didn't realize that due to practice, Kobe's still making millions in the league, and Allen Iverson is damn near bankrupt, can't find a team to play for because he let himself go. He relied on his quote-unquote talent and let his skills fall off. The lesson is the success is the product of hard work and dedication to your craft. It's not some innate, God-given ability that you can contain and wrap up in a bottle forever, okay? It is a byproduct of work consistently. And you need to apply that same work ethic to your music. 10,000, you see that right here. But how does this all relate to music, okay? I made a huge extended metaphor about practicing and taking jump shots and Kobe Bryant and babies and all that stuff. But how does this relate to music? Well, if you've read any Malcolm Gladwell, I'd encourage you to go check out Malcolm Gladwell's book called Outliers, okay? In this book, he tells you about a study and a concept that's out there in science in the world today that says that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to obtain elite status in any given area of expertise. So if you want to become a master chef, It's going to take you 10,000 hours of practicing and preparing and learning and working in order to become that. If you want to become an NBA basketball player, it's going to take you 10,000 hours of practice in order to become that. Or an NFL lineman. You know, if I guess it's more dependent upon physical traits and things. But let's say, what else can we draw this comparison to? If you want to become a neurosurgeon, it's going to require 10,000 hours of practice in surgery. It's going to require 10,000 hours of practice in order to become the next Pharrell Williams, okay, or Jay Dilla, or Daft Punk. So do that math, okay? That's 1,000 hours of practice every year for 10 years. If I break that down a little bit further, that's 2 hours and 45 minutes of practice each day for 10 years. Okay, if you want to become one of the greats, if you want to break into the music industry and become a leader, you need to practice 2 hours and 45 minutes every day for 10 years. You can also accelerate that time if you practice 5 hours a day, I guess. For 5 years, you can get that 10,000 hours. But basically, this concept is just to say that to negate this idea that a lot of people hold, that blank person is super talented, as to imply that he or she has some sort of natural gift or ability that enables them to just show up every day and perform at the highest level. And that's why I really hate that word talent. I detest that word because it does a disservice to everyone. It confuses people that are trying to work to get to that level of what it really took to get there. It distracts them from that path, that obsessive amount of hard work that it really takes into making yourself the best at something, to make yourself successful at something. You hear any producer who is successful in the music industry and you'll hear about their incredible work ethic. All of the greats, all of the people that have been doing it for a long period of time, that have longevity in their career, that are consistently putting out great music. You know, I keep on drawing to these same people, but that's because they're the people that are at the top of our industry. The Pharrell Williams, the Jay Dilla, Timbaland, the Kanye West, you know, Jay-Z's of the world, people that have had longevity in their music careers. These are the guys that are at the top of the music industry and are working hard every day at developing their craft and creating music. Tech Nine, Lil Wayne. Regardless of how much you appreciate or don't appreciate these people's music, they're making money off of their craft, doing what they love, and the reason that they're doing it, and the reason that they're able to make a consistent living off of it is because they put in the work. These guys are known for their obsessive work ethic. Guys like Jay Dilla, he was dedicated to making beats every day. In the beginning, he said, this is a quote, he said, "In the beginning, that was always the case with me. All day, I tell people I'm in the studio from the time that I get up to the time that I go to sleep. I leave out, go get something to eat. That's it. I can't do anything else." He said, "I can't do anything else but sit down and make beats from the time that I wake up to the time that I go to sleep." That's what's required, okay? Not to say that in the very beginning you're going to be able to devote all day, every day to making your beats, but you can build up to that point, okay? And you need to realize in your mind that that's eventually what's going to be required of you if you want to achieve success and maintain success in the music industry. You know, once you're able to start making a little bit of scratch off your music, you need to put in more time and more effort and more work. Not get complacent with where you are. So what does this mean for producers? If you want to achieve something, you have to go out and get it. You can't wait for anything to be handed to you. If you want to be a hip-hop producer, you can achieve that goal. Really, anybody can do it. But you can't do it without an incredible commitment and development to all the aspects of your music career. And we're going to save that discussion as far as the individual aspects of that makes up a great producer for a later article. But in the next part of the series, I'm going to be talking about diving into the individual skills that you need to learn and master in order to reach your goal of becoming a great producer. We're going to talk about the specifics, like the mastery of your tools, the development of your mixing skills, mastering the art of digging for records if you're a sampler, or learning some music theory basics, or learning the skills of networking so that you can reach out to people who can help you, or developing the entrepreneurial skill sets in order to market and sell your music, and many more things. But basically, my goal in this series is to lay out a roadmap of all the information that you need to know in order to become a successful music producer. And when you combine this roadmap and this knowledge with a solid work ethic and a solid commitment to this goal, you can achieve, and you can and will achieve, success at music. So let me know in the comments, what achievements in your life can you directly attribute to your hard work? For me, I played a lot of baseball when I was younger. I practiced a lot. I worked on my swing a lot. I worked on hitting. I worked on fielding for hours. Hours of accumulated from the time that I was like 5 years old. I was playing baseball every summer, spending a lot of time. And as I got older, I increased that amount of work. And eventually that allowed me to play college baseball. But it didn't happen just because, I had quote unquote talent. It happened because I put in a lot of work. So what skills have you developed through hard work? Whether it's like computer programming or painting or writing or, learning math or sports or whatever, sales or carpentry or, any sort of trade. So let me know in the comments what skills that you've developed through just putting in consistent effort. So I'd like to hear you talk about what has helped you and how hard work has become an important facet in your life. So let me know in the comments. So if you enjoyed this this talk, I have a gift for you. Go on and head on over to machinemanual.com and sign up to get my free ebook about Machine. Inside of this book, I'm basically laying out that framework that we talked about. This is an introduction. If you want to be a beat maker, if you understand right now that you need to work hard, but you just don't know what to put your efforts towards, what you need to learn in order to become that great beat maker, in order to progress your skills. Maybe you're starting at the beginning. If you want to get to that intermediate level, if you're an intermediate level and you want to get to the advanced level of beat making, this ebook is going to help you do that by providing you information that is not available anywhere else on the internet, especially for free. Okay, in this book, I'm talking about a whole bunch of concepts that will help you progress your skills as a beat maker. For example, I'm talking about sampling, which is the foundation of hip-hop and electronic music. I'm going to teach you how to develop your ear for sampling beats. We're going to talk about drum sound and how to assemble drum sounds. I have a section on effects, teaching you how to use effects like compression and distortion and delay in order to put that professional polish on your beats. So this ebook is specifically designed to help you to lay out that roadmap for you in order to make better beats. Okay, so no matter what level you're at, you need to grab this ebook. And like I said, it's available for 100% free, at least for right now. I might start charging for this in the future just because it's kind of crazy. It's that valuable. So in order to get it, go on and head on over to machinemanual.com. MASCHINE manual.com. I'm no way affiliated with Native Instruments. This is all something that I've created with my knowledge and hard work and skill. So go on ahead and grab it. Like I said, it's available right now for 100% free at machinemanual.com. Just throw in your email address here and click to get your free ebook. I'm going to send you an email confirmation in your inbox to make sure that that is actually the right email address that I'm sending it to. And once you confirm that email, I'll go ahead and send you a link so that you can download this. So go ahead and check it out. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll check you in the next one. See ya.